Okay, I've got another book review here. Um, it's another Aikido book. Well, it's kind of an Aikido book. It's called Aikido in Everyday Life Giving In to Get Your Way. It was written by Terry Dobson and Victor Miller. This book came out in the 70s, and a lot of people say it's kind of dated. I didn't really find it to be dated so much. They say a lot of the scenarios and the language and stuff like that, it's kind of dated. Maybe the language is a little bit, but the scenarios and all that, I mean, people are still kind of people. Um, this book isn't really about Aikido techniques so much as it is using the principles of Aikido in your daily life, sort of in human interactions and conversation and that kind of thing. Uh, it's interesting. It sort of breaks all the kind of interactions you'd have with people, the sort of negative interactions, into geometric shapes, and just kind of how you deal with them is determined on by the kind of shape you want to take. The first shape is the triangle. That's pretty much a direct attack. The point of the triangle is sort of coming at you. You know, and you can too. You can sort of choose to fight back and become a triangle. The second is a circle. With a circle, you sort of do an Aikido tactic or technique, I guess, and you sort of circle around the person. That's not a good representation right there, but you sort of circle around the attack and I guess try to redirect it. Um, the other is the square. With the square, you just basically remain kind of stationary. You don't really budge, you don't give in, you don't move. You just kind of plant yourself. They have kind of a shaded circle. With the shaded circle, you use deception. Basically, you kind of lie to the person. See, here's the sort of circle technique I was talking about. You kind of circle around the person. With the shaded circle, you basically just lie. You know. Another aspect of the circle that they mention is sort of basically agreeing with the person, which kind of throws them off balance and it kind of allows you to sort of guide them in a different direction. So I guess it's sort of the same as the circle technique. Um, it's not really a bad book. Um, a lot of what they're talking about, I don't think is really too bad. It I mean, I don't see how these wouldn't work. These tactics wouldn't work. But like I do think that Dale Carnegie did it better in How to Win Friends and Influence People. Um, the tactics are pretty simple. Um, they spend a lot of time kind of going over different scenarios, which I guess is kind of designed to help you kind of retain the information better. But it does get a little old. Um, I know some people have complained about how these scenarios are dated and all, like I said, but people don't really change all that much. Just sort of some of the names seem a little old fashioned. I didn't really find that to be a problem at all. Um, Kind of the simplicity of it, like I did get a little bored at times. Um, it is sort of common sense. Like if you've ever had to work in retail or work with the public a lot, these are techniques you're going to pick up on, or at least I think most people would. I don't know, you do still see people working with the public or working in retail and they're arguing back and forth with angry customers and stuff like that. Um, Even in life, I mean, it does kind of work better to sort of, I guess, kind of circle around the direct attack and see if you can redirect it. Um, I just don't know that you need 257 pages to, or maybe it's 252 to really tell that. You know, um, like it's not bad. It's not really a bad book. These aren't really bad tactics to use. It's just a little long-winded in it. You know, um, I think you could Like if you're really into Aikido, you'd probably get a lot more into this just because you're using Aikido tactics, in everyday life. Um, if you're not, you might think this is kind of simplistic, but it's not a bad book. I will say, like I said, I think Dale Carnegie did it better, but it's not bad. It's not a bad book, you know. Apparently, it was written by this guy who was a big Aikido practitioner. This guy, Terry Dobson. The way he talks in here, and he mentions, no matter who you are and whatever you're going through, I love you, I care about you. There's a lot of that. It's kind of nice, I think I get the feeling from reading this that he was probably a very non-judgmental, kind of warm, caring human being, which is cool. But it's okay. Like I guess if I had to rate it between 1 and 5, I'd probably give it a 3. Um, if I read through it again, maybe I'd give it a little higher. But as stands, I'd give it a 3 to 3.5. Not a bad book. Not bad. Just you know, there's nothing really earth shattering or really life changing in it. So overall, not bad.